Welcome to Commerce class. This is chapter 5, Forms of Organization. Under that, we are going to see the heading Hindu Undivided Family and Partnership. What is the meaning of Hindu Undivided Family? When two or more families agree to live and work together, invest their resources and labor jointly, and share profit or losses together, then this family is known as composite family or Hindu undivided family. Now, this is the definition given for Hindu undivided family. They say that when two or more families, they all agree to live together, work together, investment together, use the resources together, work together, and whatever they get from that, they share the profit and losses together. That type of family is known as either composite family or Hindu undivided family. So the another name for Hindu undivided family is composite family. So this is the definition given for Hindu undivided families. Now, who governs this? How are they governed? They are governed by school of Hindu law, either by Dayabagh law, which is practiced in Assam and Bengal, and Mitakshar law. Apart from these two states, Mitakshar law is prevalent in the rest of the country. So the school of Hindu law says that there are two laws, that is Dayabagh law, which is practiced in Assam and Bengal, and Mitakshar law, which is prevalent in the rest of the country. Next, what does Dayabagh law say? They say that the right of the property devolves on the co-partners by succession and not by birth. So, the right to the person devolves only by succession, not necessary they must be born in that family. But whereas Mitakshar law says there is a son's right by birth in the property of joint family. So this is what Mitakshar law says. But today, what is the Hindu undivided family? It is governed by the Hindu Succession Act 2005, and this is applicable to all male and female members of a Hindu undivided family. So previously there were two laws which is practiced, but now it is the Hindu Succession Act 2005 law which governs the Hindu undivided family or the composite family. What are the features or characteristics? Governed by Hindu law. So the business of the joint Hindu family is controlled and managed under the Hindu law. So now we are talking about the business. When they do the business, what law governs them? It is governed by the Hindu law. Who manages the affairs of the business? It is controlled by the person called Karta, or otherwise called a manager. So the affairs of a joint Hindu family are controlled and managed by a person who is called a Karta or manager. Then, how do you become a member? It is membership by birth. As soon as a child is born in the family, that child becomes a member. So, membership requires no consent or agreement. So, if you have to become a member, there is no need to get approval from someone or to get an agreement. So, membership appears when you are born in that family itself. Next, liability. Except the Karta, the liability of all the members is limited to their shares in the business. So, in the Hindu undivided family business, the Karta takes the whole responsibility. Okay. All the other members' liability is limited to their share. Whatever is the contribution to the business, it is limited to that extent. Existence. How long will this business of Hindu undivided family exist? Until there is a death, lunacy or insolvency. Something happened to them, they are unable to do the business. Lunacy, insolvency. They have a lot of debts, so they cannot repay it. So death, lunacy or insolvency of any member of the family does not affect existence of the business of joint Hindu family. The family goes on doing its business. So any one of this can in any way stop the business. Okay, the business will continue. Implied authority of Karta. Here they say the authority of Karta. What is the implied authority? He can enter into contract for debts and he can pledge the property of the firm for the ordinary purpose of the business of the firm. Karta has all the right to enter into contract and even to pledge the property for the business. So that is the implied authority of Karta. Minor, also a co-partner. Co-partner refers to other members in the joint Hindu family. Head of the family is called a Karta. So the other members in the family are called co-partners. So when a minor is also a member in the family, that is why they say even a newborn can be a co-partner. Dissolution. How does the business come to end? They can be dissolved only at the will of all the members of the family. Only if all the family members agree to dissolve or put an end to the business, then only they can come to an end in the business. Any single member has no right to get the business dissolved. One single person has no right to put an end to the business. So it can be dissolved when all the members jointly agree to dissolve the business. So shall we recall the characteristics? Here it is governed by Hindu law and then management is carried out by Karta or manager who is head of the family. Then membership is by birth, it does not require any consent from all the other members or agreement. Liability except Karta, that means Karta's liability is unlimited. Other members' liability is limited to the shares in the business. Existence, death, lunacy or insolvency for any of the members cannot stop the business. So the family goes on doing its business even if all these three occurs. Implied authority of Karta. Karta has got all the right to pledge the property or for the contract or to discharge the debts of the firm for the ordinary purpose of the business of the firm. Minor is also a co-partner. So a newborn baby automatically becomes a member. Dissolution, only if all the members in the family agree to put an end to the business, they can do away with the business. But a single member has no right to dissolve the business. Okay, so these are the characteristics of joint Hindu family. So we saw what is the meaning of it, then how it is governed. Previously it was the two laws, Dayabagh law which was practiced in Bengal and Assam, and Mitaksha which is prevalent in rest of the country. And Dayabagh law says the right of property devolves on the co-partner by succession and not by birth, whereas Mitaksha says if there is the son's right by birth in the property of the joint family. So once a male member is born, he has all the right to the property. But now it is governed by Hindu Succession Act 2005, which is applicable to all male and female members of the Hindu undivided family. So these are the characteristics. We come to the end of this lesson. Topic: Hindu undivided family. Thank you.